This man was buried 2 years ago, but this morning, he's going to be executed again. Oliver Cromwell, the tyrant who overthrew the English throne and beheaded the king. Even death could not save him from the king's revenge. On a freezing January morning in 1661, the sacred and dignified silence of Westminster Abbey was shattered by the sound of sledgehammers. The Lord Protector, who had been buried with splendor alongside kings, was being dragged out like a carcass by the royal guards. The bandages, mixed with earth, and the stench of decaying flesh clinged to the sacred marble. The vast crowd that once bowed before him in fear now lies in wait, ready to spit in his blackened face. Justice sometimes comes late, but when it does, it breaks down even the doors of tombs. Cromwell's body was chained and tied to the back of a horse-drawn carriage, not like a statesman, but like a common thief. As it was dragged through the muddy and filthy streets of London, laughter erupted from the crowd every time his head struck the hard stones. The once mighty man who commanded armies is now nothing more than a rag carrying all the filth of the city. This is no funeral procession. It is a ceremony of absolute power, transforming into absolute disgrace. When Tyburn was brought to the gallows, even the sky seemed to have darkened in shame at this atrocity. His lifeless, stiff body was slowly pulled upwards at the end of the greasy noose. There was no cry of suffocation, no sign of life, only the ominous sound of the rope creaking in the wind. He hung there in the cold until evening. Meanwhile, the crowd below watched this grotesque scene as if it were a carnival, sipping their beers. The end of a tyrant had become the greatest entertainment for the people.
As the sun set, the thirst for revenge was not yet quenched. The body was taken down from the gallows and laid on the executioner's bloody block. London fell silent as the executioner raised his rusty axe. And then the blow struck. There was no gushing blood of a living body. Only the crackling, woody sound of a body withered by years echoed. When Cromwell's head was severed from his body, an era officially came to an end, but the ordeal of that severed head was only just beginning. They threw his body into an unnamed deep pit, but his head, that head, as a warning, was impaled on an iron spear and erected at the very top of Westminster Hall. For 20 years it remained there, enduring the scorching heat of summer and the freezing cold of winter. His eye sockets emptied, but that terrifying, frozen grin never faded. Every child in London saw that dark silhouette when they looked up at the sky. The dead sometimes speak far more harshly than the living. Oliver Cromwell thought he had brought a kingdom to its knees, but history has shown that the kingdom itself dug him up from his grave, tore him to pieces, and had the final say. The lifespan of revenge is far longer than that of ambition, sometimes lasting for centuries. Stay tuned, because at Evum Archive, we're not just unearthing dusty pages, we're also digging up forgotten graves.